I'm trouble. You know, I knew I never could do that. Nobody else as good as you. I need you to. You
Promise I will try not to screw anything up. Nice and easy. Ah, okay, I can do that. And then we don't know, does anybody monitor the Zoom? Barry does. Okay, so Barry will monitor Zoom if there's a. What's up, Jack? How are you, Mike? Good, man. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. Remind me to be Ian. Yeah.
I told myself that maybe he ain't worth it. Too
Okay.
bad
Yep.
I hate
Pause button and then
advice.
Mike's not to touch anything else.
Boss. Side and I don't mind is perfect.
We don't, I didn't think you were showing.
It's so hard to decide.
You're off. Well, I know, but I know you're off today. You can.
Hey, Ian.
You can go snowboard.
It's a dream.
Well, I could think you go skating. Did you see the hesitancy? It's like smiling, but good.
Just wanna be people now, the only nothing that can stop as the morning light. I just wanna be around you. I just wanna be around you. He looks at me like I know what he's thinking, but I don't have a clue. True talent in avoiding conversation, yeah, it's almost rather cruel. Well, I know he got me good in his pocket. I know that I missed a treat, but the taste is better. Chewing my bones out when he's done explaining me out. I just can't help myself. One for the bed and no hesitation.
All right, should we get the show on the road? Welcome. Do you have a anybody have a bullhorn? Who can whistle? Thanks, Michon. Let's get the show on the road. Welcome. Bucket fills. Janet.
Say thank you so much to Crystal Curley and all of the girls who went to this conference we went to. I got so sick and they sent me a DoorDash to save my life. And I'm not even kidding. There's nothing worse than being sick away from home. So thank you guys and all the girls on the bus. So thanks.
Nice. Awesome. Good job. Let's clap. It's okay to clap.
I just want to thank Ian because I'm so glad he's back at the office. I am the first to admit that this crap is not my best stuff. I'm not that technical at
And
stuff.
when you say crap, what are you talking about? Software, technology,
Technology.
anything having to do with
And this
computers? Okay.
guy has been amazing to help me.
Awesome. Good job.
Amen from everybody.
Ends for that. All right.
Also, we need a huge shout out. I think it's Ian and Amy and who else really, Rebecca, who spearheaded pickleball. The pickleball tournament was so fun. And people learned how to play that had never played. And then I just saw TJ, he was out kicking butt in some killer competition. I couldn't play with him. He's too good, but it was such a blast for new people and experienced people. And I hope we keep doing it. It was so fun. And there was tons of sponsors. They brought food, they brought giveaways, and everybody who helped, it was a blast. Thank you.
Good job on pickleball. Hey, a shout out to there's probably a few in here, but any sponsors in here that sponsored pickleball? Brock, TJ, Warren. thank you guys. Thank you. And gals, we appreciate that. And agents, use our preferred vendors. Support the people that support us. Okay, cool. That's a good intro, right? Here we
guess I'll
go.
just run on up,
Preferred
right?
partner
So-
spotlight with McCarthy Media, Warren.
Sweet. I literally see so many friends here. It makes me so happy. So, but I just, for the new faces in the room, my name is Warren McCarthy. I co-own McCarthy Media with Daxie back here in the back. She brought incredible food today, which is, I think, the most important part. And so we handle all the real estate media listing side of things. So everything from photos, videos, drone, anything that you guys would need to showcase your listings. And even outside of just the photo shoot, we're really trying to challenge the status quo in the industry and not just go in, schedule the shoot, do the photos, edit photos, deliver photos. We're really trying to think of some more bigger business ideas in ways that will benefit you guys in one, either like lead conversion, like more GCI in your pockets, and also like establishing a fantastic relationship with your clients and your future clients. So any ideas like to shuttle our way on how we can help even outside of just the photo shoots, that's also what we want to do to help you guys continue building your business. And I think another thing we really want to bring to the table that we have been bringing to the table for almost 2 years now is like a fantastic client experience. Like we want to make sure your homeowners are like looking to your team and looking at you in a fantastic light and be like, okay, this agent is by far the best one I've ever worked with and just absolutely raving on about you. So that's really what we want to bring to the table, client experience facing, doing fantastic media, and still helping you guys even outside of the photo shoot. Anything else you might need, like custom listing assets, for instance, or anything else we can do to increase the chance of a lead conversion for a listing appointment, that is what we want to do. So like any bigger business ideas, really trying to bring everybody up and have a lot more success is honestly what we try to do. But overall, we actually have two other photographers, including myself. So myself, Jason, and a gal named Clara. And so we have just been working seamlessly as a team. And it's just been fantastic. And we're really excited to meet more people. I'm excited for them to work with you guys. And do you have any questions for me? Anything that I can do? Delise. I don't cover down in St. George, but I do have a referral contact down there. He is fantastic. He's been taking care of a lot of our friends who have listings down like St. George, Hurricane, Lubbock area. Yeah, absolutely.
I will say just a little shout out. Warren's amazing. He has shot a lot of my listings, and one of them I hadn't even seen the photos yet. I called him the next day and he's like, "Hey, I'm going out to reshoot drone photos because when I did it, there was snowflakes in the air and there was snowflakes right in the way of the camera." And so I didn't even have to ask. He already knew he was going out to redo it, and I really trust his work. I know he's not going to drop the ball. So
Oh, thank you so
Right
much.
on.
Seriously. I really appreciate you guys. Most important thing, definitely go grab some food because I know we all have like a long day ahead, learning ahead. But anything, any other questions you might have, just feel free to like, oh yeah, we actually have cards and sheets in the back, like with all the food and everything. And yeah, does anyone here? I know a lot of people here have Instagram by chance. If we're not following each other on Instagram, I'd love to follow you guys as well. It's McCarthy Media Co. McCarthy Media Co. I just love to connect. But in any case,
Right on. Thanks, Warren. Appreciate that.
That Warren will also do videos of you on your listing, 30-second, 1 minute, a minute and a half. And he's great at coaching you what to do, how much to say, what not to say, including the drone, the community, you in the house, all these things. And they're awesome. And it's a blast. He is a blast to work with. Super professional, super fun, super young. I can't believe he's my kid's age. I don't want to say what it makes me feel like. I know. I know. And some of them are doing better than others. So you're doing amazing, Warren. You're amazing.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Warren. All right, shout out to Warren, McCarthy Media. Thank you. All right. I might be going a little out of order, but I'm looking around. Who's our new agent? Even if you introduced yourself, if you're new to the brokerage within the past 30, 60, 90 days, do me a favor. I'm really going to put you on the spot. Stand up and introduce yourself. You're not new? Oh. Ah.
Yes, my name is Maria. Okay, thank you. My name is Maria. I'm not with Keller Williams just yet. I'm with Wise Choice right now. But I just got my license in October. However, I have been a loan officer for the past 4 years, about. I just decided to get my license and kind of start over with this side of real estate as a realtor. I'm trying. It's hard. But yeah, so thanks for having me.
Welcome, Maria. Good to see you. All right. Don't make me put an Aiden. Come on. I know you, I think you were here last week, but I want everybody to get to know our new agents and
Ian was waiting for that one.
yeah.
I'm Aiden. I just got my license and I was here last week, but I'm gonna still say brand new. So
All right, man.
it's nice to meet Holly.
Thanks for being here. Kavika?
Hello, I'm Kavika Katoa. I got my license like 30 days ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
just happy to be here. I'm excited to learn as much as I can. So might bug you with some questions, but try not to do it too much.
Bug away. Bug away.
All right, thank you.
Great. Thanks for reintroducing yourselves, guys and gals. Anybody else? All right. Birthdays. Let's see. Does anybody know Carrie Butler? Carrie. Okay. Tomorrow. Happy birthday, Carrie. Alice is, I don't see Alice in here, but if you see Alice, wish her a happy birthday. And I don't see Karen. Karen's my old buddy from over at the Draper office. If those of you that know Karen, reach out to her, wish her a happy birthday. Any birthdays we missed? Okay. Now we're into announcements. Looks like Brock. Come on up. Yep.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brock Lassig with Cross Country Mortgage. So whether you're new or not, has felt overwhelmed in this industry? Found it hard to manage time, maybe manage like priorities, your family, work, those types of things. All of us in real estate are going to suffer from that at some point because it's a very high demand job and lots of the people doing the transactions are doing them at all different hours. So it's something I've suffered with, and I decided I would do a class because it's something that I have really worked hard to master, is managing my time in a way that supports my family, my lifestyle, but also my clients and my team. It's something I've gotten really good at. And so I would invite any of you to register for this. You also get a free lunch at Mint, Tapas, and Sushi. But it'll be a high value event where I'll be teaching some really good stuff that I've learned over the past 15 years or so in professional coaching on time management. So that's number one. And oh, by the way, TJ will hand these out. Will you guys just hand these out? And then those of you that want one that don't get a paper one, because we didn't print as many as we should have, we could just send you a digital version through like text or email real quick, because you probably want the backside of this as a reference piece for what I'm going to talk about next. So for those of you that don't know, I've worked my whole career has been pretty focused on new construction. About 25 to 30% of my business has been new construction business. And we've always had construction loans for people that want to build homes, the clients. But what we have not had a huge access to, which some of our competitors have, is funding for the builders and developers to get the developments off the ground. And I'm happy to say that we have the first program, and there's going to be another one pending here in the next 60 days or so that we'll be launching. But I want to talk about some of the things that this fills. And I think the timing is very opportune, because if any of you are working with developers or builders, you're likely seeing that banks are starting to tighten up on what they're willing to lend, what loan to value and loan to cost ratios they're willing to give, so on and so forth, how many starts they'll allow. This really bridges the gap to what the banks are starting to pull back on. So a few little details here. The all-in-one program, that one is for land acquisition, development, and vertical. So say a builder wants to buy a project of, like 5 acres, and they want to subdivide it into 10 lots, and they want to build 2 specs. That program does all that in one loan. So they don't need to go source acquisition and development and then go source some money to build the specs. That becomes a really big issue for builders. This solves that problem. You can go up to 85% loan to cost on that. and they will subordinate some of the builder's fee or profit as part of that capital investment. That's pretty dang good. Most of the banks will not even consider that. Construction loans a little more simple, but we do 1 and 2 time close construction loans to the consumer. So when they pre-sale a unit to a buyer or a person that wants to build a home with a builder, we can do that all day. And there's some really cool factors there. But what this enables is if they already have a development or they have just one lot and they want to build a spec home to develop some pre-sales, we have that as well. Same thing applies, 85% loan to cost. In other words, 15% down, but the builder fee can go towards that. So there is a possibility a builder could get into a spec home with, or even a development with no money out of pocket, depending on the margins. Then there's also a bridge loan, which is enabled for a purchase of a project or a refi, and even cash out. So if they have a project, this doesn't apply to land only, by the way, the bridge. It has to be like either a partly finished project or a development that is well underway, not only land, but they'll do a bridge to recapitalize the builder to do whatever. Maybe it's build a spec, maybe it's go acquire some other land elsewhere and they already have a bunch of equity in a different project. So 3 really big opportunities for builders to access capital when the banks are pulling back. The details on it, some more bullet points are on this sheet. That's why we passed it out. And if you didn't get one, either take a picture of your friends or TJ can email or text a copy over to you. Sweet. Awesome. And we're happy to answer any questions. We just want to give you some fuel to like some ideas. So if you talk to a builder or a developer, you've got it kind of top of mind that there's these options. And then of course we can backfill with more details. Yes. Yes. No.
On how you can represent a builder and win the builder. This is the key to it, because it's just like if you think of if a builder already has an agent, they already have a listing agreement likely, right? So you can't solicit something that's listed. So it's tricky, right? You can't go knock on the door of a house that is listed by an agent. So the lines can be kind of gray with that. But what you can do is you can add value. You can be top of mind. You can be there when something changes, just like our clients, right? And financing and money right now is so hard for builders. That is the #1 problem right now, no matter how big you are, no matter if Japan owns you as a builder, right? Money is the thing that everyone's, let's go Japan over there. And most of the builders now, national builders in Utah, are owned by the same Japanese company. So and money is still the thing that everyone's talking about, right? So this is a way, understanding and familiarizing yourself with these programs is a way when an opportunity comes up, when there is a builder, or there is a situation that you want to make a connection, adding value is the thing. And money is the hot button right now.
Money,
Cool.
money, money.
Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. Maybe something worth mentioning out loud. It is on the paper. This is up to 20 million per project. So it's not just small projects. It's significant availability of funds. And then there are multifamily loans available. These are probably smaller multifamily deals in Utah because it's just expensive here. They say up to 250 units, but you can only borrow up to 15 million. 250 units is like 100 million in Utah. So, but nonetheless, if you got an investor that wants to build like a condo development or a few rows of townhouses or something like that, and they need 15 million bucks, we've got access to that for build to rent, not only build to sell. So anyway, that's what we've got. If you have any specific questions, hit us up. I'm sure you all have our information. If not, Emily does, but thank you.
Thanks, Brock. Let's give it up for Brock. All right. All right. Ian, I see your face on there.
Yes, this is the first of our 2 classes. This one's going to be taking place today. This is going to be how to automate your lead follow-up so nothing falls through the cracks. This is a great one. Today at 1 o'clock, I'd love to see you there. It's going to be in person as well as Zoom. The Zoom's on the training calendar online on the Home Hub. You can't make it in person.
What's the Home Hub, Ian?
The Home Hub is our one-stop shop where you can find all of our need-to-know resources.
Got it? One-stop shop.
Absolutely. Yep.
You heard it here first, folks. Cool. You're good. Thank you, Ian. All right, and that's today, 1 to 2. Ian, I see your picture again.
Also, this Thursday, we're going to be going over some intro level AI. So how to use the chat models, how to best communicate with it to get the most out of it. This is going to be great. I hope to see you all there. It's going to be in person as well as Zoom as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So yeah, so this is going to be our intro level. So it's going to be going over just some of the basics, kind of what it is, how to use it. The Utah region is putting on a AI summit, where this is going to be the second level. We're going to be diving in a little bit deeper. We're going to have guest speakers coming to present, really teach you how to hone in on AI to help alleviate some of your business, make your lives a little bit easier. Yes. Good. Emily's looking.
Yeah, come on back.
Yes.
All right, up on the board, Tuesday,
Tuesday.
March 25th. From
Tuesday, March 25th from 9 to 12.
So that's going to be a
Solid
big one.
community college.
Who's all in on AI?
Writing it.
Cool.
The one by the board. By the solid board.
Sandy campus. Yeah. Yep. You're good. All right, thank you. Yeah, we got some good stuff coming, guys. AI, I had to get used to it. AI to me as a pilot has always been anti-icing. So I was real excited when everybody started talking about it because I know a lot about anti-icing, but artificial intelligence, is that? Okay. All right. I'm getting up to speed on it.
Like he's not, but this one is.
I like easy tech. Who likes easy tech? Who are my Apple people in here? Just, there we go. I love to stir the pot. All right, who's going to family reunion? Good show of hands. Does anybody know? I need to do something like death-defying stunt, like jumping off a building down there in a wingsuit or anything. Is anybody in on something like that? Can you do that in Vegas? Clint, raise his hand. Gary?
I would do it if I was going.
Can you bungee jump? I've never done bungee jumping, like go to like the Hoover Dam or do something crazy and jump in. So if anybody's up for that, I'll be there. Let me know. So yeah, that'll be good. I don't know. Oh, okay. So this is leading into it. So our Masquerade Awards Gala is going to be Tuesday night, 6 o'clock. I think a link has probably been sent out to those. Has everybody gotten that? That's going to family reunion to register for that dinner? Party? Maybe. Okay. Keep an eye out for it. Well, look at that technology. You can RSVP right there. You can get your phone out.
If you need help, you can just shoot me a text or email and I'll register for you.
And you can ask me, and then I'm going to ask Ian, and Ian is going to help. So thanks, Ian. Oh, bro, man, I'm here already today.
Got limited number of seats. Blah blah blah. Don't want to pay it. Just tell me.
You heard it from the boss. I'm not going to take, I want to talk about real quick, who has had experience with I'm going to call it the new realms, the new license management system with the division. It's horrible. Took 20 minutes to find CE. Here's what I'm going to say, guys. Ask for patience. I can't help you a lot with it. This is the division, moved their whole system. The state said, hey, everybody's got to use the same software platform, and you had to start with this Utah ID. The one thing that I can help you with is if you don't have to renew for a while, I'd wait 30 days to go set up your account because they are still working out the bugs. But if you want to go into it or you're going to be renewing within the next 60 days, I sent out the email. You should be getting the emails direct from the division on how to go. First step is you have to set up a Utah ID. The key piece on that, you have to set up your Utah ID with the correct email address. The correct email address is the one that the division has on record. Does that make sense? So if you signed with your license and you did, and you get all your communication from the division on mikecarmody@me.com, if I,
my regular email and it wouldn't send me the code. So I used Gmail and it did send me the code, but the Gmail is what's
it's not, is what, hence the problems with the system, guys. Were you able to get, did you call? If you call them, they're doing pretty good. They're overwhelmed on it. The system is working, but if you don't have to renew your license, I give it 30 or 60 days, okay? If you have questions on it, I can try to answer them, but I'm probably just going to defer you back to the division on it because I have no control over the system on it. Jack, you got a comment?
Mike, one simple tip for you guys, for those that have been able to get into the system, if you want to look at your active CD or CE, don't click on the 3 dots to the right, which would make sense, but it's not how it works. Click on your actual license and it opens up and shows all of your CE. License number. Don't click on the 3 dots, click on your license number and it brings up your CE.
Great point. Great point. So just keep in mind, it's hopefully will be fully functioning within the next 30 days. Marley?
ID. If you already have a Utah ID for any other like Utah government things, is that the same? You already have an account, so the same account?
Unless you're using the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if that doesn't make sense to you, just read the instructions, guys. But even the instructions aren't a fail safe and guarantee it's going to get done. Just stay on top of it. Watch. I'd really ask you guys to, number one, know when your license, anticipate when your license renews. Okay. We got to do it. How often? Did somebody say 3 years? Yeah, no. Okay, good. All right, good. Just check it. Every 2 years. What's Mike's recommendation on specific classes you take every 2 years? Core, which is what, the mandatory class, and the code of ethics. The division does not require you to take the code of ethics class. Who requires you to take the code of ethics class? Salt Lake Board. And we're all starting in this clean slate. So it's going back to January 1st. You have 3 years to take the code of ethics class. If you don't take it at the board, you take it from one of the other providers, you need to send proof to the Salt Lake Board, or 3 years, in about 3 years, they're going to be getting after you that they need to see that. It counts as core CE, right? So just take one of the 2 mandatory courses every 2 years and take the code of ethics. And then of course you got the other requirements to fill, which is just regular CE. Allie?
We know about the fair housing costs. Is that required now?
I'm not aware of, they haven't made me aware of anything on it yet. If it does, I'll let you know. Really, they haven't told us. It's still just the same. Every 2 years, you got to have 18 hours of CE, of which 9 needs to be core. Okay. But you have to take the mandatory class, and that's it for the division. I just add in, take the code of ethics every 2 years, and then you satisfy that weird 3-year requirement with Salt Lake Board. So fun and exciting. I know I got to talk about it. Sorry. Okay. So division, the new system, you're on your own. I'll help if I can. Let me know. Shelley? Oh, thank you. So actually you watched the broker. So you guys know I might start doing an email, but one of the first things that Rich told me and I'm not throwing Rich under the bus, this was good of his right. Rich said, I spent a lot of time doing broker moments and emailing them out, and not too many people read them, and they still called with questions anyway. So he said, just do a couple minute video on hot topic every month, and people will watch the video more. I hope that's the case. But here's, guys, I'm always available for questions. Be embarrassed if you call me something to ask me about licensing. What we just talked about, just I won't harass you.
I'm on.
Would you guys prefer when I call you to even say anything, to just say you're not in trouble? Would that be helpful? Some of you guys really give it a hard time. I didn't want to answer your call because I thought I'll tell you what, if you're in trouble and it's a tough phone call, I'll text first. How's that? But good, nobody's ever in trouble, so thank you. today's topic, I just want to kind of preface this by, I'm going to invite Jen Gilchrist up in a minute to talk, because Jen is the chairs along with I know I saw Tammy on the education committee for our ALC Agent Leadership Council does.
Yeah.
What does the ALC do?
So much, so much. I mean, we are an unpaid volunteer group of, I don't know, 12 to 16 people that manage events and education and wealth and agent connection. And I don't know, you could go on and on. And we just try to make sure that this place is the best place that it can be and give back to our agents as much as possible. So.
Thank you. Of you that are ALC members in here or have served on ALC, I look at it as it's a group of highly productive agents that are volunteer time, understanding that through service work, they get so much, and so I thank you for that. We just at a demo, well, we talked about these classes about, it's talked about tech, about AI, training that we like to deliver and we do deliver, and hopefully you take advantage of it. There's a lot of system stuff, right? We're all independent contractors. You got to know there's databases. Tyler's been known to use spreadsheets so once in a while. And we're going to bring the education in different classes. But I have had numerous people over the past few months ask me about the language of things. To respond to this question. And so the education chairs to take a look at that for what we can do as a kind of year classes about, what to say, how to say it. You guys get that? Does anybody have go back to the time of scripts and role play? Scripts and role play. I got a few of my I don't want to sound scripted. I don't want to sound like the AT&T phone people call it. Okay. Just say it over it. You don't sound scripted, but I don't really call it scripts and role play anymore because nobody will show up. That's just reality, right? We're gonna talk today about deliver to you some of these forums, whether it be scripts and role play or a language of sales class that's just catered objections, right? We used to call them objection handlers. I think a little way to say it is how to answer questions, because objections are just a question. Right around, will you reduce your commission, right? So I'm going to ask for input on what we can do to help you with your language of sales. Who's a salesperson in here? I never know. State says you're a salesperson because embrace it, guys. My experience, the time I've been there, my clients they don't want this perception of a salesperson, but they want me to fulfill my duty as a salesperson. Yeah. I can find a house or like a house, right? So we need to be working on sales skills, and I feel very passionately about you. If you know what to say when a client asks you a question, you do what I did at the beginning, and I just start talking. Blah, 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 blah. My mic's not working. Sorry. Learning what to say, when to say it. So without further ado, I'm going to have Jen come up. We're just kind of free flow with this. I'm going to give you that.
Hey, Mike.
Okay, mine's working.
Hey,
I
Mike.
add on to this. I think that people are drawn to people who have confidence in what they're doing. Does everyone agree with that? If you
Hey, Mike, can you
are
hear me?
confident and you present yourself as if you know what you're talking about and you're the market leader in that area, are they going to be more likely to hire you? And I think it's really funny that in most of these education classes, I've been at Keller Williams for how long have we been here now? I don't think we've ever had, unless I've missed it, a language of sales or a sales skills training, have we? I don't think we have. So we're going to try and do something fun. Okay, so almost 20 years ago when I got my license, I went to this guy. His name was Joe Stump. He's a trainer. Has anyone ever heard his name before? Okay,
Yep.
so he's still around, but he's not as popular as he used to be. But he had these cards, decks of cards, and there was 4. One was to handle mindset. One was to handle something else, but there was the green card, the green deck, and the red deck. The green deck is how to confidently ask for referrals in different situations. How many of you want referrals from your past clients or from your friends or neighbors? And the red deck is how to handle objections or answer questions when they come up. So on these cards, the topic is on top, and it's an example of what Joe says is a good idea of what to say. But once someone picks a card, we're going to talk about what the card says, but we're going to talk about what we all say. Because you might say, I don't have a script. But when someone asks you question A, and you get question A every single time you're at a listing appointment, and you say the same answer, is that a script?
Yep. You all have a
Exactly.
script, whether you know it or not.
Exactly. Okay, who wants to pick a card first to go over? All right. And then
Shelley, you were way too eager on
we
it.
need a microphone.
I'm sensing a setup here.
Okay. Oh yeah, you should keep this. Read it, and then we might role play. We might see what you say.
Magic words. When people ask you how's business, it's an opportunity to reframe their question into a referral conversation. Here are the magic words. Things are going well, and isn't it nice to know that I have time for you, your family, your friends, or anyone else you know and like who could use my help right now? I'm curious, who do you know who would love to own their own home? Because when you introduce them to me, they can better understand what their best options are in today's marketplace.
Okay, I'm going to ask you the question.
That's good.
Yeah.
Shelley. Oh, I don't need this. Shelley.
Yes, Shelley.
How's the business?
You know what? It's going really well.
What would you know? What would you normally say? What would you normally say?
Oh gosh, it's going really well. That's probably what I would say. And that's funny.
Who has something
I
else
didn't
that
think.
will generate more conversation?
Why do you ask?
Okay. Okay.
But this is good because I need to learn.
Okay. What else does anybody say? What do you say? Because you had a good one.
What was the question again?
How's business?
How's business? I learned this from Tom. Here's unbelievable. Unbelievable is usually what I start.
And then they look at you and
What was his name? Gosh, I'm going back like
Tom Ferry?
No, not Tom Ferry. This
Mike
was
Ferry?
Tom. This was Tom Hopkins. Tommy Hopkins. Anybody ask you anything? How's business? And unbelievable. Then I would go into something, but I always have time to help out. I want the perception that I'm busy, but I tell you, over the years, I've had a lot of people that I know really well,
This
and
is
I missed
true.
out on business because they just assumed
Yep.
they didn't want to bother me because I was too busy.
That is very,
That's my
very
bad.
true. Me too.
That's
Yeah, me
my
too.
bad. But I always have time to
Yeah.
help out, similar to what Joe Stump says.
What I
Okay.
say is someone asks me, how's the market? I say, it depends on where you live and if you're looking to buy or sell. And then that opens it up for them to say, oh, well, I live in Sandy. What's the market doing like in Sandy? Or I have a friend who's looking to sell a house. And then that gives you the open door to like say, oh, do they have an agent? I would really love to be the one that they talk to. I can give them this information. Okay, any more comments on this topic? Okay, who wants to pick next?
I probably don't really want.
Okay, so we need to have her have the mic. Oh, I need to collect.
I will put my home on the market when we find the right house to buy.
Who's
Magic
heard
words.
that?
Yeah, for sure. I know how you might feel. As a matter of fact, I have a client who felt the same way. But what they found was that they were in a much better position to negotiate once they had their home on the market. What happens when you imagine that you have to finalize the sale of your current home when you have fully negotiated acceptable terms on your new home? Let me explain how the tactic of making the sale of your current home contingent on the purchase of your new home is a simple way to make your 5, 6, 7 come true.
Every time he says that, it's just like their dreams come, like what they've expressed to you as the reason why
That's
they're
what the
selling.
5, 6,
Yes.
7 is?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then it says explain how contingency works.
So what would you say when you have a client, in your own words, what would you
Mhm.
say if a client asked you that question?
I would say, well, you have a much better chance of going under contract if you have either have your home on the market, but much stronger if you are under contract to sell your home or have closed it. And if you come up against multiple offers, the chances that you are going to get yours accepted when your home is not even on the market and it's contingent upon the sale is almost non-existent.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it. That's
I
great.
think that's really good, Lisa. You point out, guys, you don't have to have it verbatim, but for those of you that, when you're asked that question, you really don't know what to say. Can you see where the value of having, let's just call it what it is, a script in your mind, something that's memorized and internalized. Somebody mentioned Tom Ferry, but it was Mike and Tom and Matt Ferry with all the Mike. I grew up with the Mike Ferry scripts was where I spent a lot of my role play and learned a lot of stuff, even with Joe Stump, Tommy Hopkins, man. I haven't thought of Tommy Hopkins in a while, but you learn the script, you can learn it, internalize it, memorize it, then internalize it. When you do that, you've then earned the right to change it and make it your own. So just a thought.
Marley had a question first, and then Jack, really quick.
I just had I answer in that way. And I also say, wouldn't it be awful if we found your dream home and you weren't able to make an offer because you don't have your
I
home
love that.
on the market?
Yeah.
It just points out a pain
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Jack. And then we'll go to Janet. And then Marley. I mean, Robin.
So a lot of times the biggest concern that people have is what am I going to lose if something falls through? So in new construction, it's a little bit different. If somebody has a quick move-in home that they're buying, earnest money on that for Edge is $2,000 for a condo, $2,500 for a townhome, and $3,000 for a single family. And I can tell people, I say, you put at risk your earnest money and construction deposits. But at the end of the day, if 2 months from now your home doesn't sell, or 3 months from now your home doesn't sell, your worst case scenario is the loss of $3,000. Now I get it. That's not chump change. That is, but it's also not life-changing monies. And so people actually rest in that thought. They're like, oh, my worst case scenario is I stay in my house and I lose $3,000. Making a venture into new construction that's going to be done inside, 90, 120 days, that allows a lot of flexibility, I think, and mental relief for people on a contingency.
Okay.
Not true of all builders, though.
No. Yeah.
True.
Janet.
Your clients have a script, or the people that you're going to do business with, they all have a script. Like when you walk into a store and they say, can I help you? No, I'm just browsing. That's your script, right? Everybody has an internal script for something.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, Robin.
Because like what Marley said, so likely people are just psyched to go find a home or they're ready. So I also add into that, like sort of as an in-between, like, okay, we have to get it listed and blah, blah, blah. But I try to say, you know what? Let's get your home staged, cleaned, repairs. Let's go through the whole thing and have it photographed so it's ready to list the day you find the house you like. I mean, that's kind of my minimum. Do you know what I mean? For people that have a lot of anxiety, don't want to put the cart before the horse, but we know an offer is better that's not contingent. But I've had a lot of success doing that. So we get every single thing ready. Then we go look. I'm like, you're going to be too busy to go look. Let's get all this done. And we have the big checklist, and usually it works pretty well.
Let's move on to the
I
next
like that.
question.
I do that a lot too, Robin.
Who wants to read one? But I kind of am hoping that someone would pick.
Okay, so I just read what's not.
So read the topic.
Okay, I want you to discount your commission.
How many people have heard that before?
Ooh.
Maybe you're saying that.
Wait a second. Show of hands. Who's heard that? Come on.
Okay, so let's talk about some language around this. This is what he says to say, and then we'll talk about what we say.
Okay. Maybe you're saying that because you believe that when you discount the commission, it won't impact the marketing of your home. The fact is,
And then blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I had
Blah,
crossed
blah,
out the
blah.
rest. I like that response, actually.
Say it again.
okay. You're saying that because you believe that when you discount the commission, it won't impact the marketing of your home. The fact is, blank, our homes for sale in blank. You know, there are
Yeah.
homes for sale.
Okay, so what I would say to that is, you may believe that discounting the commission is not going to affect your listing, but it actually does, and here's why. How many people are going to spend the money on the professional pictures, because it costs a lot of money. So you could say something like that. Well, what does everybody else say?
I want to pick on Mr. DeMars in the back. Here's your objection. Nothing like being on the spot. Tyler, my cousin's brother's sister said she would do it for 4.5%. Will you do it for 4.5 instead of the 8 that you're charging me?
What I understand is you want to spend the least amount to get the most value. Is that right?
Yeah, more money. Any way I can
That
save
is
money.
good.
So I too, I understand that completely. What's more important to you, spending less or making the most at the end of the day?
Oh,
Well,
Tyler.
I honestly don't care, man. I pay you like 10 or 12%. I'm just trying to hit this particular number. I want to make sure I get like a check for like 450 after all said and done.
Awesome. Let's figure out a way we can do that and try not to avoid any of the.
Okay, you have to
Cool.
repeat that because
Cool.
we all want to write it down.
What's more important?
All right. Before I ask Tyler to like repeat that, how did you learn that?
Being here.
Okay.
Being here.
More
being,
specifically, did you hear somebody say it? Did you have a script that you worked? Did you ever role play or did you practice that on all your clients? You guys see where I'm going with this?
The truth is all of the above. I've done the scripts. I've done the script practicing, and I mean, I'm not perfect by any means, but this is one that you get all the time. And so it's just about going over the scripts. So it's classes
did
like
anybody
this.
sense I felt it, and this is the value of role play. And I'm going to tell you, because I know 9 out of 10 of you say you won't do it. If you would, it will change your career. It will change your career. When I'm role playing that with Tyler, the first rule is we always be nice, right? Start to be nice. And then as you do more, you can dive into different objection handlers. The way he answered that with such confidence, even though I'm not really a seller on it, it just put me at ease.
It made all of us feel a certain type
Did
of
you
way, right?
feel that?
Like that was
That's
awesome.
what your clients need to feel, and they will if you're confident. He was slow in talking. He didn't just start. It was a statement, et cetera. So thank you for allowing, and I put him on the spot in front of a room of his peers. It's hardest to do in front of your peers, but if you can do it in here and learn that, and the next time you get that question, you respond that way, you walk out with a listing where you haven't given away the farm. So.
People up here want to write what you said down.
Okay. And I guarantee it'll probably come out a little bit different. So so Tyler, yeah, my cousin's brother, sister said they do it for 4.5. You're looking to charge me 8. And can you match that? Will you do it for less?
So I'll tell you what I'm thinking. First, I am trying to put them at ease and make sure I understand where they're coming from. So what I'm hearing you say is you want to spend the least amount possible, but still get an amazing value. Is that right?
Yeah, I want to net the most. So anywhere you think I can save money.
Great. So now I'm going to agree. I totally agree with that. That's we all want that, and I want that as well. What's more important to you, spending the least amount or getting the most money in your pocket at the end of the day? Or at the end of your sale, once your home closes.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'd pay you more if I can. It's just I net.
So what I would usually go into after that is just, all right, let's look at the statistics. And I research my own stats, and so can prove to them that, and give them, they're going to have to trust at the end of the day that going with me is going to get them what I'm promising them. But that's kind of the next step from there.
I was bringing me back to which what I try to do is I bring it back to the client to net. It's not that you don't want to pay, somebody a little bit more. It's you want to net more, right? So you need to know, and it comes out a little different every time, but there's different ways. If we role played this 5 or 6 times, the verbiage is going to be a little bit, but his point is going to be the same with confidence every time because he's practiced it, he's learned, and he's continued to keep his skills sharp.
Good job, Tyler.
Thank you for doing that, Tyler.
Good job.
Can I give one more thought on commissions? that this is something that I haven't always done, but I did recently because there's so much scrutiny around it, is we've heard it many times. It's not groundbreaking, but give people options. And it takes a little bit more preparation up front. And so I've changed my listing depending on the client, especially what I call the luxury client. And I can kind of luxury or not, whether they're above $1 million or not, but might just say, go to their, like a pre-listing appointment, go and do that, and then do a scope and everything. And then say, I'm going to come back and present to you. That way they know, hey, I've looked at everything and I'm going to do my homework for you.
Yeah.
You see at that pre-list appointment, you find out what's important to them. Did they need help moving? Did they need help staging? Do they need help cleaning? Do they need help? So in that listing appointment, you can put together a commission structure and say, for example, my commission, and if we're just talking about one side, my commission, let's say, is 3% for this. It's 3.5% if you want this.
Yeah.
But it's 2.5% if you want this. And for me, I'm showing them on paper. And I would say, and that I knew I was going up against 2 other skilled realtors, and they swayed me because I gave them options. They're like, you laid everything out. You were upfront. So that's just a tip.
Awesome.
If that is helpful, that is changed in the listing around commissions.
Awesome. Thank you.
He listened to understand and he relayed what he heard first so that he made sure he was addressing the right question.
I will say though, he does it in a very non-salesy way, because I've worked with other agents on opposite deals where I say, hey, my seller said this. And the other agent on the phone says, what I hear you saying is blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, don't work your sales skills backwards on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how the critical piece here, Tyler, were you thinking, you know what you're going to say if they bring something up, right? For whatever objection that you get, that allows him to listen. He's not thinking about, oh my God, what am I going to say when they inevitably ask me to drop my commission, or that they only want to do a 90-day listing. So it's just knowing what you're going to say instead of being there. Ask them a question, they start talking, and then your brain starts working. I don't know how I'm going to say this. What am I going to say when they ask me to reduce my, I'll just do it. You guys get the point? So if you know what to say, when to say it, you can listen.
Listen to it. I promise you.
Where do you find role plays?
Read your cards, record yourself.
Oh, okay.
Do you
That's
have
it.
to do scripts and role play?
My first ones I got from Bold.
Oh,
Was from
did you
Bold class.
really?
Yeah, you just listen to it on your phone. And I promise you, there was one that was like, I just listened to this 5 minutes ago. I know exactly what to say.
Awesome. That's really good. And you guys, you know what this makes me realize? That I'm not putting as much effort and time into honing my sales craft. That's what we are.
I just wanted to add the other thing that I thought was brilliant is that not only did he restate so that he was sure he understood, but he actually asked them the question, because I feel like if people are told, then they get a little defensive or put up some walls, but he asked the question to them so that they felt like they were in control and they could decide what they wanted.
Exactly. Do we have time for one more?
I think we do. Yeah. Hey, it's only 10 to 12.
I picked out
Unless
a
you
good
guys
one
want-
because I'm hearing this in the market a lot. Who wants to read this one? I knew you were going to. Okay.
This is not the right time to sell a home. Yeah. We want to wait until prices go down.
Or
Well, to
up.
sell, but go up, but for buyers, we want to wait. I've
Yeah.
got 3. We're going to wait till prices go down.
Ah,
I mean, or not. Anyway.
is that what you say to him?
No.
Yeah.
On the phone, I'm like, this is not the right time to sell a home. We want to wait till prices go up. Help the client discover if this is true for them. The magic words. This is kind of along the lines of what Tyler's saying. Are you saying in general that it's not the right time to sell a home, or are you saying that it's not the right time for you to sell your home? Because it's more accurate to say that people who are clearly focused on what is important about selling will be successful in selling a home in today's market. May I ask you what is important about selling your home to you? I'm taking pictures of, Shelley can't find these cards online anywhere.
Well, it's from a long time ago.
Oh, really? Oh, good. He's
I've
great.
got the cards. I'll dig them out. I know they're at my house too, and we'll leave them upstairs. Just don't take them. How's that? We'll put them in the coffee room or
Yeah.
somewhere.
Who has an answer?
I don't need this. Who has an answer to what they say when they have a client, a buyer that says, we want to wait until prices go down?
Yeah.
I completely understand that sentiment and have been in the new construction space for 11 years. Not once in that time have prices gone down, except following COVID and all the demand went crazy. The benefit that we see over the last 80 years, 75 times over the last 80 years, prices have increased. 3 times they have stayed flat, and twice they have decreased. There's not a client that I have over the last 11 years who has not thanked me profusely for purchasing at the time that they did.
Good.
I get the sentiment. I understand it, but the likelihood that prices will come down, the odds are against that.
So in the past, you said past 85 years, prices have only not gone up five years.
Right. Flat 3 times.
And 2 down.
2 down.
I think Jack's got that script memorized. Yeah. Here's a good one for you on
What do
that
you
one.
say?
It's
Yeah.
just, you can't refinance the purchase price. You guys, I'll give you some time to stew on that and what that really means. In short, what I'm telling people right now is it's great. You can wait for rates to drop down, but I can pretty much guarantee you're going to pay more for the home when that rate drops. So get your calculator out and let's do some math. Taken through some simple math. Buy it today for 600, or, maybe what do you think the price of that house will be if the rates drop to sub 5%? 25, 30, $40,000. And that's why I say you can't refinance purchase price. Right?
Excuse me.
It's kind of a fun little tricky,
Yeah.
not tricky one, but it's just fun for explaining that to understand it.
Oh, excuse me.
So
That's all we have time for.
what I wanted to give you guys today was just a little bit, hopefully, and that was fun. And for those of you, meaning mostly Tyler too, is putting you on the spot, but I knew that he would have a good answer to that because I know his skill level. Again, people ask me, what do you say when, or how do I know what to say when to say it? Guys, that's sales skills. We want to have that as a focus with education this year. I'm open to suggestions. I want to just take a couple minutes. Is what can we deliver to you? Should it be in a classroom format? You don't have to have a one-on-one role play partner to practice scripts or practice these cards, do you? I heard that you can listen to them. I would just suggest you do it. But what I want from the office is people come to me and ask, what do you say when? How can we put it out? We can all get better and share it. Anybody have any ideas?
Like you said, putting the card out on the table, but having a resource through the home hub where we could get a list of questions that, like, I don't think I'd ever thought about doing script practice on a regular basis with myself. I've had the suggestion, record yourself doing something so that you can get better at it, but there's more like in video rather than just script practice. And what I like about that concept, even though it's not really new, but you're bringing it, refreshing it to my mind, is if I have some really key questions, and especially if you really fight against the whole idea of scripting, that you just answer it. You ask yourself and record it, the question, then you record your answer, even if you're doing it on the fly, and then you listen to yourself. You'll hear your own mistakes. You can get your own feedback and figure out how you would want to answer that better if you were asked that question on the fly. And I think that sometimes we get in our own heads about doing it with another person, and would that person were they mean enough? Were they kind enough? Whatever. But if we're just doing it with ourselves, we have no excuse about timing and scheduling. That's on us. And yet we can hear how we're answering, we can hear where we can improve, and I think it actually would be a great resource. But I think the stumbling block is that list of questions, that list of
Yep.
things, even though, yeah, we can sit down and from our own experience, come up with the list. But let's face it, when you make it easy and you have a list to
Okay.
start with, then you can go from there.
So and I'm gonna mention to Ian too, because he can help on the home hub. We'll provide some information and
We didn't even touch half the
Yeah.
cards, and there's 4 full decks of 52
Yeah.
cards, but what if we did something on the Facebook site where what is it called? Our Facebook page. Like we had a conversation and we did a role play and then people could comment what they say and like just take one.
good idea. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you say when? I like
Yeah.
these ideas, guys. I'm going to kick it to you guys. I can help. We can put classes together. We can do this, but collectively, because we've got a lot of experienced agents in here. And I myself have been selling real estate for a couple of years now. I still screw up. I don't know. I'm going to come back. One thing I want to point out to what Daly said. You guys want to be the best? Do you want to get really good at your presentation? A listing presentation? Who wants to take more listings this year?
I don't know.
Go figure it out. This day with the technology, it's pretty easy to do. Grab a partner and record on video yourself giving a listing presentation. What you will learn from that will change your career.
Like a real one, or you're giving your friend one?
Role play.
Oh.
I mean, you could take a camera out to your client's house. Might be a little bit weird. Do you mind if I record this? I probably wouldn't recommend that. Dead serious, because you will find, who remembers upswings, what an upswing is?
Like a voice upswing?
Yeah, like a voice. When you ask a question, and I had for years, literally, it took me years to get rid of upswing because I didn't want to be offensive. And I would ask, would you like to list your home with me? I have to really, did I even do an upswing there?
A little, but not. Really.
It's hard. I had to work. I was the worst at upswings. Everything I did was an upswing until I recorded myself. And I realized that I had so many upswings. And what I had to do is any script, I had to remove question marks. Everything is statement. Would you like to list your home with me today? Point to yourself. So that's the thing you can get from, I'm not going to call it scripts and role play. I'll call it language of sales. So we want to deliver to you language of sales. We can all benefit because I want this to continue to be the most productive real estate brokerage in the state. You guys with me?
Yes.
So let's do it. Let's go to continue this conversation. I'm going to ask to help when you guys can help those of you have experience, help the new agents. I'm always here to help them. We're one big happy family, right? We help each other out. So anybody have anything else? Because I know you're probably all hungry. Allie?
Just so you know, the Home Hub does already have a lot of script books. So look at it.
Great. We just heard it's all there. So we'll continue to do that. And maybe I might just plug it as once a week on team meeting with the broker moment is, hey, somebody asks you, how's the market? One last quiz for you guys. How do you answer that question, Stacey? How's the market, Stacey?
Unbelievable.
There, you can do that. Unbelievable. What I learned years ago is, because what do people ask? They know you have a real estate license. It's just, I think it's programmed on our DNA. When we meet somebody with a real estate license, we're supposed to ask them, how's the market? And I usually respond, instead of giving them my old answer where I just, we got X amount of houses for sale, blah, 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 blah. And they just their eyes glaze over. I just ask, it depends. Are you looking to buy or sell? And that just changes the conversation. Oh, well, no, it's not for me. It's my cousin's brother, sister is thinking about doing something. Great. Okay. And then take the conversation from there. So, but when in doubt, if anybody asks you a question, how is this? How is that? Unbelievable. Because it can be unbelievably good or unbelievably bad. They don't need to know. Right. All right. All right, guys. Anything else? That's a wrap. Thank you for coming today. We appreciate it. Hope you had some fun.
Oh, good. Yeah. You remember where I was sitting?
Because I was so impressed that you had your spreadsheets and your, all of your things. But what Tyler was talking about, I think you had just talked